All right, what is up? Welcome back. We are going to take you through some best bets today. We got Maddie on the line.
What's up, guys?
All right, so I think we've got 4 or 5 bets each. We'll
Yeah.
take you through. I think most of them are NFL. We've got the Sunday slate today. I've got a few MLB bets, given that we're starting the LCS series on the American League side. So
Nice.
um, what you see here, we've got off to a good start. If you saw our last video, it's mostly due to a huge plus 130 or plus 340 hit by Matt in the Chiefs and Broncos game on Thursday Night Football. So thanks to him, we're up just north of 3 units. I took 2 bets on Thursday. I won my NFL one barely by the hook. I lost
Oh
my
yeah.
MLB bet thanks to the Braves. So we're off to a good start. Hopefully we can continue that. But we've
Yeah.
got, I think, 10 bets between us today. So once we get that volume up, we're going to want to hopefully keep the units up. So, Matt, I'll let you go through your bets first.
Okay, thanks, Cody. Yeah, as Cody mentioned, I stuck to the NFL today. Only 2 NHL games. I was gonna do something there, but figured I might look into that later. And if there was something, we could potentially let you guys know. But in the meantime, so my first bet I have here is Calvin Ridley today for over 4.5 receptions. The odds for that on DraftKings minus 160. So Jacksonville's playing Indy today. They played them week 1, and Calvin went for 101 yards and had 8 receptions that game, running the most routes for them. And the Colts allowed the 10th most receptions to wide receivers. And I actually have Calvin on my fantasy team, my dynasty league, and he's been kind of quiet lately, but everyone should look at the injury report. I think Zay Jones might be out, their other wide receiver, so that would definitely help improve these odds. So I like him for over 4.5 receptions. Um, Second one here, sticking with Calvin, I have him with over 61.5 receiving yards for the same reasons. With Zay Jones out playing the Colts, I just think Calvin Ridley's going to have a big game. Um, a little tidbit there, if you do parlay the two, I may or may not, but I looked into it. The parlay is a plus 114 from DraftKings. And I don't think I mentioned, but I think I see it on screen there. Just that second bet alone would have been minus 135 from DraftKings. Going down to my third bet, I have TJ Hawkinson for mini over 5.5 receptions. This is minus 110 on DraftKings. And then I'll just go to my fourth, which is also about TJ before I get into it. But I also like him over 55.5 receiving yards, which is minus 115 on DraftKings. So Justin Jefferson is on the IR, their big time superstar receiver. TJ's hit the over 55.5 in 2 out of 5 games, but with Justin Jefferson out, I could see that. I could see him hitting it. And then he's hit over 5.5 receptions in 3 out of his last 5 games. So for those reasons, I'm in on TJ Hawkinson today. And then lastly here, kind of a fun one. I have Nick Folk over 1.5 field goals made. So he has hit this 4 of his last 5 games this season, and Baltimore has great red zone D, so I could see them kicking the 3 points more often than not. So yeah, I like that. I think that's an early game, if I'm not mistaken, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we can see what happens there, and maybe have a few extra bucks to sprinkle on some other stuff later. And then I just looked into it. If you parlay all 5 of these, the odds are plus 944 from DraftKings. So I may sprinkle a few bucks on that just to go for the home run. But other than that, I'll be playing all these as straights. And yeah, those are my bets for today.
Nice. I can't believe they have this many London games. I
I
actually can't
know.
believe even more that it's not the Jags today for the third
I
straight week.
know. I know, right?
The Jags are gonna have jet lag on the American side now after
Very
being in
true.
London for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I like those picks. I'll
Okay,
start to
cool.
go through mine.
Yeah.
First one, this one is the one I feel most comfortable with. Panthers at Dolphins over 47.5. I looked at the weather. It's going to be beautiful in Miami today, 86 degrees and sunny. That's what you want to see when you're going at the over. Panthers, they've allowed 20 plus points in each of their games this year. They average almost 30 points again. So I think I can certainly bank on the Dolphins getting 30 today. And then on the Panthers offensive side, they put up 24 last week against the Lions, who are a better defense than Miami. So I think they can get around the 18 to 20 point range at least to get me over the top there. Second bet, Saints at Texans under 42. Saints are 5-0 on the unders this year. Texans are 3-2 on the unders. I don't think the Saints have been in a game where the total score has been above 37. They scored 34 last week, shutting out the Patriots. But they're going to face a tougher test in Houston now. Both are top 11 in average points against. The Saints are 5th. Texans are 11th. 3 of the Saints' 5 games have been pretty low scoring within a field goal. So I could see that happening today, like a 20-17 affair or something to that effect. And then CJ Stroud hasn't thrown an interception yet this year. I think at some point that's going to come back, and if they stall a bit on the offensive side against the Saints, again, I think this could be a low scoring game today. All right, third bet. Give me the Lions minus 2.5. That's going off at a dirty 131. Bucks are coming off a bye, but the Lions are coming off an easy win over Carolina. Buccaneers are 4th in the league against the spread, but they've only played 4 games. They're just coming off their bye in week 5. But Tampa's only averaging 21 points a game. It's not going to be easy to get there against the Lions, even when they're at home. And when it comes to the Lions, they've been beating the spread by an average of over 5 points, which is good for 7th in the league. So I don't know if Vegas is giving them enough credit yet. And they beat the spread in the last 3 weeks by an average of 11 points. So I think they'll continue that today and maybe blow out the Bucks on the road.
Nice.
So those are my NFL bets. I've got two MLB bets. I'll put them both on the screen here. Astros minus 1.5. Simply put, it's a bit of a gut play. The Astros have been here in the ALCS now 7 times in a row, which is crazy. They've gone 4-2 in this series over the last 6 years. I think overall the series, the Battle of Texas, is a toss-up and will probably go 7 or 6 at least. But I think Houston takes game 1. And then I'll take the under 8.5. I think a lot of the times that the Astros have been in this series, it's gotten pretty wild with the scoring. But Montgomery and Verlander have been both looking pretty good in their starts in the playoffs so far this year. I think the offenses for both teams will break out in this series, but I'm hoping coming off a few days rest, their bullpens are going to be rested and keep the runs down overall. So I could see, like a 5-2, hopefully victory for the Astros so that I can win both of these bets. I didn't check out the parlay odds, but based on the individual odds, it's probably between 250 and plus 250 or plus 300 around that area. If you want to parlay those, but I'm just going to take the individual bets there.
Nice. I like those a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. I've been up and down on the NFL this year. I started off pretty well, and in the last few weeks, I haven't been as great. And then on the MLB side, I've been an absolute disaster all season. So hopefully my luck turns around as we do these best bets going forward.
Yeah. Well, one thing you mentioned, which I just wanted to make a point about, was with the weather in the Dolphins game. I think that's a big thing that people sometimes forget to look at. They'll look at all these stats, and trends, but then, like, if the weather, especially as we get towards the winter season, you start seeing some snowy games. I think you have to really, really look at that on the day of to see what the conditions are. So that's important.
Yeah, for sure. And even the teams that are, used to playing in the cold versus the teams that are playing like a one-off, like out of
That's
conference
true.
game in
Yeah,
a cold weather place that aren't used to it. So
very true.
definitely, when I'm picking the over, I definitely look at the weather. When I'm picking
Yeah,
the under, I usually have the gut feeling anyways that it's going to be under. So
yeah,
cold
yeah,
weather would only uh,
yeah.
help to that effect. So
And then for player props, it definitely gets dicey if it's one of those rain or snowy days. Like the receptions may take a hit. So
yeah, true. You can obviously more drops and
yeah,
whatnot. So.
yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, those are our bets. Follow along, comment what your best bets are for today. If you've got any
Yeah,
other NFL or MLB or really any sport, we're going to be trying to, as we go throughout the year, we'll be betting all different types of sports. So
yeah,
let us
yeah,
know what you think we should sprinkle on, and
yeah.
and we'll look into it for sure.
Also, let us know if you have any, like, if you look at our bets and see any alternative lines that you liked kind of better, because it could help us as well, and let us see some other things out there. So we don't mind that at all.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we will stop it there. Thanks for joining, and we
Yeah.
will
Thanks
see
for
how we
watching,
do,
guys.
and we'll see you next time.